Hi. I was just getting ready to record a meditation, and I was thinking about a conversation that I was having with my good friend and fellow intuitive and business partner, Avery Rose. And if you don't know Avery, you can follow her on Instagram at Intuitive Avery Rose. And I didn't announce this live, and I don't know if anyone's going to be joining, but I thought this could just be a good Instagram video later on if people decide to watch. But we were having a conversation the other day about how we got started in our spiritual business and the different spiritual teachers that we have had the pleasure to study with, and different programs that we've both studied. And I was had the opportunity to work with a different spiritual teacher this last week who was helping me with my website, and he asked me, Muni, with the Muniverse, if you wanted to work with him. He's amazing and really helps spiritual entrepreneurs with their marketing efforts. The Muniverse, M-U-N-I, Muniverse. But he was asking me how I got started with my spiritual business, and I had to really think back several years about how I got started. And with a lot of angel intuitives like myself, we got started with Doreen Virtue. And a lot of people may know or not know, Doreen Virtue has influenced a lot of angel experts, and but has since renounced her own work and no longer resonates with her own teachings, which is really difficult to come to terms with as someone who very much believes in her teachings and writings and training. And she was my first spiritual teacher in this kind of angel, spiritual, new age kind of vein. So it's really interesting to go back 10 years and think about how you get influenced in these ways by these different spiritual teachers. But I'm so grateful to Doreen, because I would not be here with my own business today without her. But I thought I would make a video about 5 ways to choose your perfect spiritual teacher, because recently I had to part ways with another spiritual teacher. I'm not sure spiritual is the right word, coach, but so it's really interesting. I was talking with Avery about what makes a good and bad relationship with different teachers, and she reminded me about another spiritual teacher. I'm not going to name names because it's not good to disparage people, and it's not really helpful. But when ego gets in the way, it's not a good relationship for teacher or student. So and as her and I have launched our own online course and becoming spiritual teachers ourselves, we don't want to get into a kind of an unhealthy relationship with our own students. And if you'd like to take our course, the Twin Flame Masterclass, you can find that at twinflame.group. Shameless plug. But 5 ways to choose your perfect spiritual teacher. The first thing is that they treat you like an equal. Number one, you never want a spiritual teacher to put themselves above you in any way. We are all equals. And you also never want to put your teacher on a pedestal, which is something that I think I did a lot of when I first started watching Doreen Virtue on YouTube. I thought, oh wow, she's so intuitive, she's so connected, she's so much more spiritual than me, because I was, a corporate executive and had no idea about angels or being intuitive, and so I made her more special than me. And so, it's easy to do when you admire someone to put these, spiritual teachers up above you. So you make them kind of a guru in your head. And it's just something you don't want to do, because we're all equal, we're all human. And it's true that, you definitely want a spiritual teacher who has certifications, who has years of experience in whatever modality you're trying to learn. You want someone who has, the certifications and the training. That's not what I'm saying. You definitely want someone who has all of those, Reiki master, angel intuitive certifications, all of that. You want all of that, but just don't put that person above you. Don't exalt them somehow in any way. Everyone's equal, and so if the teacher somehow puts themselves above you, or you somehow put your teacher on a pedestal, this is not something you want to do, or they shouldn't do that to you. So that's the first thing. Second thing, you should feel good in the group, the class, the training. You never want the spiritual teacher to be preying on any insecurity. They should never have any type of pressure with you. There shouldn't be any type of sense of making you feel less than. And of course, like we talked about, their ego and your ego should take a back seat in the group, in the class, in the training. That's what you want, obviously. Our egos are never 100% quiet. We're always going to feel like a little insecure, oh, this teacher knows so much more than I do. Oh, I'm only Reiki level 1 and they're a Reiki master or whatever. You're always going to feel that sense of, I don't know as much as this person. And you're there to learn, right? This is why you're in the class. This is why you're in the training, because this person has knowledge that you want to gain. But, if the teacher is kind of preying on an insecurity that you have, or you somehow feel like, this isn't making me feel good in this class, that, I somehow feel a lot of fear in this situation. There's a lot of unknowns here, and I don't know what's going to happen, and I feel a lot of tension or pressure. That's not a good situation to be in, and you probably don't want to be in that group. If there's a lot of, I don't know what's going to happen, I'm feeling a lot of pressure to continue this course of study, that's not a good situation to be in. So you definitely don't want, if the situation doesn't make you feel good, probably not a good group or class to be in. The third thing, and I really feel like I shouldn't even have to say this, but the third way to choose your perfect spiritual teacher is if you can afford the fees or cost of the class. I've seen way too many people pay for programs and classes that they really can't afford. You shouldn't have to choose between paying your rent or, food and taking another certification or class. And if you have like 5 different courses that you haven't even started, don't buy another one, like go finish those ones you haven't even started yet. We have this tendency to think that if I just do one more class, if I just get one more certification, I'll finally feel worthy, good enough, fill in the blank. You're already worthy and good enough. So you don't need another class, course, certification to be good enough. I'm telling you right now, you already are. So please don't ever let some teacher tell you that you have to pay hundreds or even thousands of dollars to take some course or certification that you absolutely need it. You don't. So don't ever take some teacher's class if it's unaffordable to you. Every teacher should have a free offering, a freebie, or like even watch their Instagram lives, watch their social media posts. You can learn something from that. YouTube videos, every spiritual teacher has freebies. All the big spiritual teachers have social media that they're constantly posting on, and you can learn that way if you can't afford their paid programs, and they're happy to share their knowledge any way that they can. Of course they're going to have paid programs. That's how they make money. They make money off their books and paid programs and trainings and all that, but they're also happy to share their knowledge for free in other ways, and they do. The best spiritual teachers do share their knowledge for free in other ways. So the best spiritual teachers also don't have some kind of bait and switch kind of things where they ask for your credit card and then all of a sudden you're having monthly fees that you had no idea you signed up for some course or program or whatever. Really ethical spiritual teachers don't do that. There's no like hidden fine print where you just signed up for a year-long thing that you didn't even know about. So the third way is that you can afford it. You definitely can afford it if you resonate with that teacher. The fourth way to choose your perfect spiritual teacher is that you really resonate with their messages. One of the ways that I really knew that Kyle Gray was the teacher for me was that he said fuck a lot. And the prayer that I saw, one of the first prayers that I saw was the cutting the cords with Archangel Michael, and he said, thank you, Archangel Michael, for cutting the cords that bind me to people, places, things, situations, and any other bullshit that I take the weight of the world off my shoulders and I am safe and free. And I was like, this guy is so cool. Like, he gets me. Like, I'm not perfect, and I curse and I say fuck a lot, and so I was just like, wow, this is my spiritual teacher. Like, he gets me. He doesn't curse so much anymore. He's much more for a broader audience, and he's toned down the curse words a lot. But I really resonated with that a lot. And then I also seem to resonate with a lot of spiritual teachers who are homosexual, and that seems like weird because I'm a homosexual men, I should say, and I'm a heterosexual woman, and so it seems like, why does that make sense? Because the message that I have as a platform is to be very body positive with women, and my message is to really engage with them and their sexuality. And homosexual men that are out are very confident in their sexuality, and so that message really connects with me and resonates with me on a deep level, that these men are very confident in their sexuality and they're not afraid to talk about it, and they're not afraid to be who they are. So the spiritual teachers who are homosexual men, I very much deeply resonate with their message because they're very body positive usually, and so I can really get behind and understand that, and so it really resonates resonates with my own platform as a spiritual teacher in creating a body positive message for women. So when you resonate with your spiritual teacher's messages, that's how you know you found a good match. The fifth thing that I want to leave you with is that you should know when it's time to say goodbye to your spiritual teacher. When they've imparted the message and the knowledge that they can give you, and that it's time to spread your wings and fly and be on your own. And sometimes that means that you've just done enough trainings and you're ready to be a professional on your own, and you can just still be associated with them, but you don't need to take more trainings. Or sometimes it means you need to sever the relationship completely and just no longer be associated with them. Sometimes that's the case of the Doreen Virtue situation, where she became a born-again Christian and then totally denounced her own teachings, which is very unusual. That doesn't typically happen. And because I still resonate with her teachings, I very much had to separate with her and her new message, which I don't resonate with, because I resonate with her old teachings. So I no longer follow her and her new path. And then certain coaches that I used to work and train with, we have parted ways because I don't have anything left to learn from them. And they tried to keep a hold of me and say things like, you can't do this without me. You won't heal without me. And my inner message was, I think I can continue healing without you. I don't really feel like I need to pay you any more money, and I'm going to go my own way. So that message no longer resonated with me, and I left. So, you have to really be confident in yourself and know yourself, and know that sometimes people's egos shout louder to them, and they don't always have their students' best interest in mind, and sometimes money speaks louder to them than their life purpose, unfortunately. So I hope these tips were useful to you. It really spoke to me when I was chatting with Avery the other day, and we were talking about our journeys and our own spiritual teachers, and as we were becoming spiritual teachers ourselves. So hopefully I can continue my own path as a spiritual teacher and not have my ego shout louder than my own life purpose. And I really hope that I can continue teaching my students with the highest integrity. I really don't ever want to put myself above you. And I hope I can keep offering helpful hints and tips to you as well. So have a great weekend and Friday, and I will speak to you soon.